This is Sugar, and welcome back to Sugar in the Attic Homestead. I'm still reviewing the Woman's Day magazine from the mid-1960s, but today we're going to talk about some of the recipes and food items that they featured in this monthly magazine. They had soufflés, and they had the recipe there, and they also would have a nice picture of what it should look like. They had suggestions, as you see over here, they had suggestions. This might be for a nice dinner. Of course, you had candles on the table and you set your place settings and your tablecloth and had a nice tossed salad. And this was every night for your family, regardless if you had children or if you had no children. And you dressed for dinner. The next thing that they have is a variety of fish stew. In here, again, they have a nice picture. It's in color. And so you always wanted your recipe to turn out exactly like the picture. That was very important. They had the ingredients and the directions on how to make fish stew. They may have had a little story about where this fish stew came from. The recipe, is it, from 1900s or whatever it might be. Now, you always had a company dinner that you might have, or you might rotate, but you had something that it was a go-to for company, and this is called company chicken. It was very popular to have chicken on Sunday or when company came over. So they suggested that the presentation was huge. I mean, that was very, very important. It was very important to have side items that complemented your main dish. In here, they had chicken, they had roasted chicken, and they decorated the platter, which was served that way, either with steamed broccoli or it could have been parsley. They had a side dish. It looks like it was either scalloped potatoes or maybe macaroni and cheese. And then they had a very light salad. Now, light salad might have been fruit. It might have been just lettuce with vegetables, fresh vegetables. But you always had a complete meal. In the 60s, I don't remember any dressing except vinegar and oil. Now, they may have had them, but I personally, I don't remember. I was young. I don't remember any of the dressing. And back then, I didn't like salad anyway. So I didn't eat it. Now, this is something they also have sponsored by, and it's an ad, but it's sponsored by Campbell Soup. And they have 3 meals on here, the recipes, pictures, and directions. So if you went out and bought, and it says, it's like a memo to the busy wife. Subject, simply delicious casseroles made easier with soup. Now this ad was placed by the Campbell Soup Company, Home Economics Department, tested recipes. So they have, and they probably still do, they have an entire department, and it's kitchens, and they test recipes. Let's say you want, one of these recipes is casserole Italiano, pork chop and potato scallop, biscuit chicken pie. If you wanted to make any of these, you felt comfortable as a housewife and a homemaker that it had been tested and it had been approved by Campbell Soup that it was a good meal for your family. So you could go out and purchase this Campbell Soup, and it's very easy. You could just make a list of all the ingredients that you needed, because you may have had some of these ingredients at your home already. You make a list. Of course, you had a menu for the week or maybe even the month, but usually the week. And you would go out, and casseroles were very, very popular at this time. This is important for us today because this stretched whatever this was. It could have been chicken, it could have been pork, it could have been ground beef. It stretched that meal. It could have been one meal for a family of 4 to 6, maybe larger. It could have been multiple meals for a family of 2. Your husband might have, when he's going to work, he might take his lunch or not. Or you might have it during the day if he didn't enjoy leftovers. These are recipes that I will be trying out because they're casseroles. And I have a feeling there's not much meat in here, just a little bit. But there are a lot of vegetables, they have soups. There is a meat dish. It's pork chops, but they had the side item underneath the pork chop. Again, presentation was everything. You needed to make a gorgeous table. Everything needed to look like the picture. It was very important. It was eye appeal. Does it look good? Does it smell good? I'm sure it's going to taste good. They spent many hours working on presentation, taste, trading recipes. They did not want to disappoint their husband or their family, and so they wanted them to enjoy their food. They didn't eat out a lot. They ate most of their meals at home. So it was important to have a nutritious, eye-appealing meal. I appreciate you stopping by. In the next video, I'm going through a little bit more of the cooking section because they have some very interesting things that they provided for the housewife in here and the homemaker on cooking. Again, take just a minute, subscribe to the channel, and make sure that little bell is lit up so you don't miss any of the upcoming videos, not just on the 1960s, but I find different videos that I put out. It could be on foodflation. It could be on cooking, recession, hints, tips, tricks, things that you can use in everyday life. Yes, I do updates on shortages and challenges that we face today. First and foremost, I always say everybody eats. We need to stretch that food budget as far as we can. And if recipes from the 1960 magazine will help, I am going to make sure and make these recipes and put the recipes in the description so you, if you want to try them, then you can try them. Thank you for stopping by, and I hope to see you in the next video.